Okay, so let's talk about another headings question example. Just a quick review of our strategy. Step number one is to quickly read through the possible answer choices. You may want to underline some keywords that stand out to you. But the main thing is just kind of read through them and make sure that you have just a basic gist of what they are. Step number two, you want to go to the shortest paragraph and read either the first and last or the first and second sentence. If you're a fast reader, go through all three of those. Then you go to the headings and choose the one that captures the same meaning that you basically found from the topic sentences. And then you move on to the next paragraph. It's that simple. Remember, it's all about picking out something that gives you the same meaning. Your first sentence, topic sentence, is so important, as it will shed light and give you the information, the bulk of the information you really need. It's not about picking it's not about picking the same words that you see. Always keep in mind, the IELTS exam is an English test. That's what it is. It's an English test, right? So how are they testing your English? They're testing your English with synonyms. All right. So, just keep that in mind. Is what you're doing during the test, whether it's the reading, the listening, the speaking, or the writing, is what you're doing really answering in a way or recognizing answers in a way that are testing English, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's a test of English. It's not a test of knowledge. It's not a test of intelligence. It's a test of English. So keep that in mind. This one is from Cambridge Book 10, Test 3, Reading Passage 1. If you want to, you can stop the tape right now and go ahead and do it yourself, and then come back and start the video, and you can go through the answers with us as we go through explaining this one in terms of how we came to those answers. All right, let's go through it. Our headings: economic and social significance of tourism, the development of mass tourism, travel for the wealthy, earning foreign exchange through tourism, difficulty in recognizing the economic effects of tourism, the contribution of air travel to tourism, the world impact of tourism, the history of tourism. Paragraph A is already done. All right, we have paragraph B. Paragraph C is pretty big. D, E. All right, so we can start with paragraph B, right? So let's go to our first sentence. It says, tourism in the mass form, as we know it today, is a distinctly 20th century phenomenon. All right, our last sentence says, in turn, international tourism became the concern of a number of world governments since it not only provided new employment opportunities, but also produced a means of earning foreign exchange. All right, so it's talking about the first sentence is saying that tourism in the mass form as we know it today is a 20th century phenomenon. So this sentence is just basically saying tourism as we know it today is new to this era. It's like nothing we've seen before. And then our last sentence is talking about international tourism and world governments using it for opportunities. All right. So let's look at our answer choices. Economic and social significance, no. The development of mass tourism, that's probably our answer. Travel for the wealthy, earning foreign exchange, no. Difficulty in recognizing economic effects, there's nothing about difficulty. Air travel, no. World impact, no. The history. Our first sentence tells us, we look back at our first sentence, everybody. Look back at our first sentence. Tourism in the mass form as we know it today is a distinctly 20th century phenomenon, right? And you can see in the second sentence starts off talking about historians. So it's talking about tourism today is new. Our second sentence starts off talking about historians, and our last sentence is talking about development and opportunities over the world. So definitely our answer is B, or number 2. The development of mass tourism. That's what it's talking about. Paragraph C. Tourism today has grown significantly in both economic and social importance. Everyone, we can answer this one from the topic sentence. All right. Tourism today has grown significantly in both economic and social importance. That means this whole paragraph is going to talk about how tourism has grown economically and socially. That's what this whole paragraph is going to discuss, right? If I were doing this question during the exam, I wouldn't even go any further because I know what this paragraph is about. We have a very, very clear topic sentence. It's going to talk about tourism growing economically and socially. But for the sake of it, look at our last sentence. Thus, tourism has profound impact both on the world economy and because of the educative effect of travel and the effects of employment on society itself. Second sentence says, in most industrialized countries over the past few years, the fastest growth has been seen in the area of services. All right, so it's about growth economically and socially. And then we can see the answer is number one, economic and social significance. Right, we have synonym language here. Right, tourism has grown significantly in both economic and social importance and significance. Social importance, social significance. There's our synonym language. I told you they like to use some synonym language. A trick answer that a lot of students will pick is number 7, the world impact of tourism. But that is not in agreement with our topic sentence, right? I told you and I warned you, don't pick an answer choice just because you see a word like the word world. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. It's a trap. The answer is number 1. Paragraph D. However, the major problem of travel and tourism, I'm reading the first sentence of paragraph D. The major problem of the travel and tourism industry that have hidden or obscured its economic impact are the diversity of fragmentation of the industry itself. So let's just look for this one, everyone. I want to show you something. I want to show you that if you understand the topic sentence, everything else you can always pick an answer very easily. Look, for this one, I'm only going to look at the topic sentence to show you what I'm talking about. However, the major problems of the travel and tourism industry that have hidden or obscured its economic impact are the diversity and fragmentation of the industry itself. So, this is telling us that the problems of tourism that have hidden or obscured. Hidden and obscured mean the same thing. So with the problems that have hidden the economic impact are diversity and fragmentation. So this whole paragraph is going to talk about problems that have hidden or obscured economic impact. That's what the whole paragraph is going to talk about. It has to. It has to talk about that because a topic sentence controls a paragraph. Now let's go find a matching answer. Travel for the wealthy, no. Earning foreign exchange, no. Difficulty in recognizing the economic effects of tourism. The contribution of air travel to tourism, the world impact of tourism, the history of travel. Right? Go back and look at it again. The major problems so it's talking about the problems, right? The difficulties. All right. So when we look at it, we can see that our answer is number 5. The difficulty in recognizing the economic effects is number 5. Difficulty in recognizing. That's the same thing as saying is hidden or obscured. And it talked about economic impact. Here we have economic effects of tourism. Again, synonym language. You have to understand synonym language. The answer is number 5. Difficulty in recognizing is the same thing as hidden or obscured. Okay? Synonyms. And our last one. Once the exclusive province of the wealthy, travel and tourism have become an institutionalized way of life. Once the exclusive province of the wealthy, travel and tourism have become an institutionalized way of life for most of the population. So it used to be only for the wealthy, but now everybody can do it. That's what this is saying. All right, last sentence says, in many cases, similar difficulties are made to measure the domestic tourism. Similar difficulties. So it's talking about, the previous sentence is talking about, it's not possible with any degree of certainty to provide precise and valid data about the extent of worldwide tourism. And then it says, in similar cases, domestic tourism is the same as world tourism. All right, and our first sentence is telling us that how now, it used to be for the wealthy, but now it's for everybody in the world, most of the population. So we can be pretty clear what this one is. Earning foreign exchange, no. Air travel, no. World impact of tourism, yes, number 7. Okay, so again, that's another example for our headings question, and that's what you have to do, everybody. That's the strategy for it. You have to understand meaning. You have to be able to recognize synonym language. If you can do that, you could do great at doing this particular question. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.